If you are planning to move to the Sacramento area, this video could be helpful for you. We are going to do a map tour of the entire greater Sacramento area. We're going to cover different areas of greater Sacramento and the counties that are in the greater Sacramento area, which are the Yolo, Sacramento, El Dorado, and Placer County. We'll also go over what the transportation is like, as well as the traffic, the amenities nearby each different area, the types of homes, and the schools too. And plus the commute. We get calls, texts, emails, and Zooms from people every day looking to buy a home in the Sacramento area. If that's you, drop it in the description and send me a quick call, text, email, or schedule a Zoom. Whether it's 9 days to 90 days, whether you're moving down the street or coming from across the country, we help people all around the world. All right, hopefully you guys can see me. So this is all of Sacramento, and then in the greater Sacramento area we have quite a bit. So you have the Woodland in Davis, and also Elk Grove, and then you also have Rancho Murrieta over here, Folsom, El Dorado Hills, Shingle Springs, Placerville, and you come up through here, through the mountains. You get up to Auburn, Penryn, Loomis, Rockland, Lincoln, and Roseville. And what's kind of funny is once you get up here, you're no longer in the greater Sacramento area. You're more into the Yuba area. But Plumas Lake, it's kind of like a newer or an up and coming Roseville and Lincoln. Some of the houses were built in the 2000s, and yeah, I'm not sure how much more they're going to be expanding. And a golf club here. I believe they should be expanding a little bit further out, but they have a convenience store. That is it for now. But the home prices are really nice. So between the 400s and up to 500s. Okay, so with the greater Sacramento area, if you notice, there is only the 80 going through here, and then it comes up to here, and it goes up there. And then from the 80 this way, it turns to the 50, and that's how you can get there to other areas from that. And then you have the Highway 5, and then you also have the 99, which converts to the business 80, going up to the 80. So we've noticed there is a little bit more traffic going on, especially with more people coming here, and then more amenities, especially when the A's have the Yankees here. It was extremely busy with traffic. And some of those reasons, you don't really have like a beltway to get to other areas. It's kind of like you have to go through the freeways. Say if you want to go through North of Thomas and get to, let's say, Orangeville, you have to kind of go that way. Even though there's not too much traffic along through here, you do get a lot of buildup right here for the traffic. But yeah, and to say if you wanted to go from, North Highlands to Mather, going through here, it's not efficient. It'll take you around the same amount of time to go from here to here, going through this way. And if you go from there to Mather using the freeway, even though it's going to be a lot of traffic, it may take you about the same amount of time. So yeah, we don't have a whole lot of not a whole lot. We don't have beltways here. So you do have to go through the freeway to get to other different areas of Sacramento. And so that is something to keep in mind. Now, with that, you want to make sure how comfortable are you with commute times. I've known some people who commute to the SF to San Francisco to go for work, and then so they'll start up here, Sacramento, commute to here. It's about an hour and 45-minute drive, but if you go early enough, it'll be that. But if you go during prime time hours, it's going to definitely take some time, because you'll have right here is where a lot of traffic will build up, a lot of it. And then in Davis, you'll get some traffic here too. And then passing Dixon through Vacaville, you have some traffic. Fairfield too, you'll have some traffic. And then this should be fine for a little bit. Bridge, that should be okay. And then once you get right here, and that's when there's a lot of the buildup right here. And then of course on the bridge until you get to San Francisco. So if you get there, but if you do the commute before prime time, it's definitely about an hour, 45-minute drive. But if you do it during prime time, you're gonna get about probably up to like 2.5 hours to get there. And then also, if you're going the other way, say if you wanted to go, to Lake Tahoe, This way, going up to the 80 is, to me, it's more of a calmer ride, except for, when the winter season, I'm not the first to go. I kind of wait until the roads have kind of been cleared up. I'm not the first mover when it comes to that. I just don't like doing it. So, yeah, so this is more of a common ride to get to Lake Tahoe. You got North Lake Tahoe, you also have South Lake Tahoe. North Lake is more chill compared to South Lake Tahoe. South Lake Tahoe is definitely more tourists in that area. And so, yeah. And then the other way to get to Lake Tahoe would be going through the 50. Pretty calm, pretty calm. Couple hills right here going through Folsom Eldorado Hills, Shingle Springs. That kind of levels out. And then Placerville. And then some couple of hills, you start to see some cliff sides you're driving on the freeway. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, and then Pollock Pines, it's pretty nice over there. And then once you start getting past Kybers, that's when you start getting to the mountains a little bit. And then once that happens, you have to really go into the mountains. And then, but it's like a two-lane freeway, and there's a lot of curves, a lot of turns, and you're definitely really high up. I've done it several times. But let's just say the 80 is a little bit more peaceful. Like, even though you do have to go through some hills in the 80, it's definitely a more than just the one lane freeway compared to here. Yeah, so usually it takes you about like hour 45 minutes up to 2 hours to get to here. If you go this way, like 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yeah, Old Kings Beach is nice. Okay. Now with that, we do have the light rail. Let me see if I type in light rail. See, so you got the light rail around here, there. I want to see how far it can go out to though. Because I know you can transportation, you can use that from downtown all the way up to Folsom for the light rail. I wonder. Yep, so all the way to Folsom. And when I used to go to Sac City, which is in Land Park, great neighborhood. What do you got? The Sacramento Zoo, and that's William Land Golf Course. So Sac City is right here. I would take that, take the bus. Actually, no, the light rail's right there. So I would take the light rail from the stadium up to downtown. Let's see. Yeah, around L Street. And then from there, I would get the bus to get back home in Thomas. I think I was living around here. But yeah. So light rail, go from there. I believe how far? I think it takes you all the way to Elk Grove. Oh, by Cosumnes. Okay. So right there by Bruceville and Cosumnes River College. So that's how far the light will take you. I wonder if it comes out this. I don't believe it comes out this way. Yeah, no. So yeah, so that's for the light rail. It can take you all the way up to Folsom, and that's it, right? Yeah. Over there to Watt, I-80, and come back around all the way through Folsom. And now with the buses, I mean, you can take the buses, I believe, to Tahoe. Bus station. Yeah, there's a lot of bus stations. This area. Got bus stations there. Bus stations, plenty of bus stations there. I wonder, I think they stopped doing it here though. Oh, nice. So I have not taken a bus out all the way to Cameron Park. So that's good to know. I wonder, we do it over here. Yep. Or is it Seniorwood Apartments? Good to know. Park and ride. Oh, park and ride. Oh, yeah, bus stops. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right, and so that is for the buses, because you can also definitely take that up this way. We have plenty of them in Roseville. If I zoom in, let's see if they got in the new area of Roseville, West Roseville. Okay, so I see some here by Pleasant Grove. New communities over here as well. They just keep expanding. This is West Park High School. Very nice. Looks like a college campus. Amazing. Let's see. Okay, so you still have a couple more bus. I believe you got some in Rockland too. Yep. I wonder. They have to have some in Lincoln. Perfect. Yep. So yeah, definitely plenty of transportation for the buses, even across through here to Woodland and in Davis. You will have some in the Yolo County because this is technically Woodland and Davis is in the Yolo County, not the Sacramento County. And same thing with West Sacramento. West Sacramento is in the Yolo County. Um, why? I'm not 1,000% sure, but it is in the Yolo County. So from here all the way down to here, West Sac. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. And then the Amtrak, so I've taken the Amtrak to the Bay Area before. See the locations, Amtrak, and how far can we go? for the intro. I'll go off to Rockland. Okay, it's a metro station, Folsom. I see this here. Oh, wow. So you can take it to Placerville. I believe you can take it to Tahoe. Yeah. Jason. Yeah, yeah. So you can take the Amtrak all the way from downtown Sacramento up to Lake Tahoe. And same thing to the Bay Area. You have Davis, Fairfield. Because I believe I went to, yep. Okay, yep. Because I definitely went to here, I believe, for a Raiders game, Raiders Carolina Panthers game. And yeah. Okay, so yeah. Amtrak, you can definitely get to the Bay Area, any types of Bay Area, or even up to Lake Tahoe. You can also go up this way as well. All right. So it's pretty cool that you can do that. Um, my gripe, if I had to choose one, would be having a better way to get to other areas of Sacramento other than just relying on the 50 and the 80 and the 5. Well, yeah, 50 and 80 because you have to go through here to get to the 99, or you have to go through Business 80 to get to the 80, or you have to go through I-5 to get to 80. Unless you're already on 80 coming from this way, which is going to get quite a bit of traffic. And so, yeah. All right. What's the next one? So we've covered through a lot of traffic on here, some of the major roadways we got through there. Let's see. All right. And then so I did talk about Lake Tahoe quite a bit. I was, for some reason, very jaded against, actually, I do know why, very jaded against Folsom Lake. Reason why is because I think I went there a couple years ago. I can't remember if it was here or if it was another area. It was low tide during the drought season, and water was not looking great. So I was like, oh, okay. But then when I went to Tahoe, I was like, this water looks much, much better. So we had recently went last year over through here by Granite Bay, and then we had some, I think, did we get to Dotton's Point? We were either here or we were here. Okay, because I think we had to. I believe we're at Dotton's Point because I know we just took a quick turn and we're already on the straight. Okay, yeah. So I believe we're here. And then I had took a jet ski from here all the way up to here before I got to the North Fork American River. And this took me forever to get there. Literally. Yeah, it took, I'm gonna guess, like 20-ish minutes on a jet ski moving. Yeah, it took a while. So I was like, you know what? I didn't even get anywhere near here, anywhere near here. So I definitely underrated Folsom Lake. And since then I do like it now. And what's pretty cool is, say if you were in Granite Bay, you're right there. If you're in Folsom at all the hills, you're right there. If you are in the Citrus Heights, Fair Oaks, it's about, if you want to get to this point in the Granite Bay main beach, it's about, with traffic, probably about 30 minutes. Just because here, but still relatively accessible. And then what is underrated too is over at the Sac State Aquatic Center. Aquatics. Boom. This one is it's really nice because you can do paddleboarding, kayaking through here, through Lake Natoma, well, the river, and then leading up to Lake Natoma, all through here. It's really, really cool. Yeah, and then plenty of river access throughout Sacramento. Gold River, yes. Here in Rancho Cordova, absolutely. Fair Oaks. Um, I know what Bannister Park can get there, and in Carmichael with Sheffield Estates and Ansel Hoffman Park, you can get there. Plenty of river access along through here. Definitely La Riviera as well. And even in Rosemont, it's only like a 7-minute drive to get to the river. And of course, East Sacramento by River Park, plenty of access. Um, I have not gone to here. I know it can be a little, I'm gonna just say not the best to go that way, or to go to the river there. Discovery Park is pretty cool when it's time to like spring and summer seasons. During the winter, this will definitely fill up literally like all through here, just be nice and flooded. Um, and yeah, nice beach right there. And then Garden Highway, you can definitely get great views of the river, especially so you got the bridge right there, the gold bridge, actual gold bridge. And then you do have river access, especially if you live along there in the Pocket and Greenhaven area. Boop. And then from there you can, because that's Delta, right? Yep. So this is Delta Shores. Pass through here. You can drive through out there. And then yeah. And then Clarksburg is definitely growing, especially with their wine. Lodi has already been up and coming and is starting to be really established. And the next one up is Clarksburg. So really good wine within the Sacramento area. And that's if you don't want to go to Napa. But if you do want to go to Napa, it's not that far of a drive. Throughout the 80, boom, right there in Napa. Beautiful vineyards. But if you don't want to go that far, promise you, Clarksburg is up and coming. Lodi, just missed you. We got Lodi is definitely starting to really get established. It's a good wine area. And then Lodi's only about an hour at the most to get there. Traffic, yeah, it's gonna take some time, but usually about an hour because it's only to get to Galt from like north of Sacramento, it's like 45 minutes. Clarksburg, about 30, depending on when you live. If you live in Elk Grove, it's not that far. You come along through here, boop. Or if you want to go along here, boop, and get to Clarksburg. Yep. And then so some of the schools out here, well, the best school districts, I'll kind of just point those out really quickly. Davis definitely has one of the top school districts in the state of California. Elk Grove as well, right along through here. Where are you? And then part of the newer area of Rancho Cordova is in the Elk Grove School District. So definitely have to take a drive. For the high schools, they have an elementary already set up here. They have a high school being built over here, but that is in the Folsom Cordova School District. And this is already zoned for the Elk Grove School District. Okay. And then Folsom is a top one, top school district. El Dorado Hills is a top school district. Rockland and Roseville would be the tops. And then Lincoln has a really good school district too. So it's not far off from there. Let's see. So those would be the most common ones. Now, out of those, I'd say the most bang for your buck compared to the quality of school district and compared to the home prices, I would lean more towards Roseville and Elk Grove because their home prices, you can get a single family home between $500,000 and $600,000. You can get that. Folsom, you could, but mainly 3 bedroom, 1 bath or 2 bedroom, 1 bath on average. Sometimes you will see some in the 500s that are 3 bedroom, 2 bath that may need some work. Davis, you're looking in the 700s for just a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Elk Grove, about 650, 600 to 700,000. Roseville, you can do 500 to 600, but median home prices, you're going to look around the 600 price range. Rockland is a tad bit above that. Lincoln, right around 600. And then they lay about Folsom. Folsom, sevens. Out the Hills, sevens and eights. And yeah. Now, outside of those school districts, you do have quite a bit of pockets that have like pretty good schools. Here in the pocket, well, speaking of pocket in Greenhaven, uh, Land Park, you'd have a couple good schools there as well. Actually, in East Sacramento too. And then you've got the Del Dayo Estates, Wauhagan Estates, Arden Park Vista, Arden Oaks, Marymount. Those home prices are up there, going to the eights. Once you get into here, yeah, they go up quite a bit. And then also Carmichael has some really good schools, especially by Sheffield Estates, really good schools there. Fair Oaks will have a few good schools. More importantly, it'll be Bella Vista High School, highly rated. Let's see. And so I've noticed that Citrus Heights and Orangeville, their school ratings aren't as high. They are in the, I'd say lower percentile as far as their ratings. But there are some nice homes there. But that's something to keep in mind. Okay. And in Antelope, a little hidden gem. So Antelope has let's see, Center High School, that's a good one that is rated above the average schools in California. And I believe you need to be around here to get there. Yeah, because I already talked about Roseville, it's a top school district. And you have some parts in Natomas that'll give you some good schools. Let's see here. Let's see, you got Woodard Ranch, and that was a little bit on the lower side, but up here, if you are around here, you have MP3, which is Natoma's Pacific Prep Pathway or Pathway Prep, and then also Paso Verde. You also have Heron School, and then also was it elementary? So K through 8. There you I don't know how it is where you're at, but here in some of the schools, you will have grades from TK up to 8th, and then some like MP3 and the new school, or excuse me, newer school in Lincoln that'll have it from kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. So that would depend on what your preference is. And of course, we definitely have quite a bit of private schools here as well, and a ton of schools that are on average ranking with the rest of the schools in California. Yes, 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 indeed. Now, where a lot of the growth is coming from, as far as like new home development, you've got some going on in Galt, which is pretty peaceful, by the way. A lot in Elk Grove, especially here, 95757, excuse me. A ton of new homes coming up here, Madeira Ranch. You got some new homes coming up in the Vineyard area. Oh my goodness, Bluestone, Wild Hawk. There it is, Wild Hawk neighborhood community. A lot of new homes, excuse me, a lot of new homes in the Anatolia area. So Anatolia, Cavallo Ranch. I think they're done for now, but yeah, Cypress all throughout here, and it is growing fast. And I believe if it keeps going the way it's going, ultimately Ranch Cordova is going to get close to Folsom right here. And so Folsom, its new homes are growing quite a bit with Folsom Ranch and Russell Ranch. I think they're done with Russell Ranch, but they're still going with Folsom Ranch. So new homes being built out there. You have got some custom homes in El Dorado Hills without the Promontory or the Serrano. And those homes are so nice. And you also have some custom homes in, oh my goodness, in Folsom over here, right through here. And then these are extremely nice. You're looking at about 1.6 million and then up. And then if you want like the custom homes in Serrano and Promontory, you're looking at 2 and up. All right, more new homes. So let's see, there's also new homes in Granite Bay. I believe there was 2 builders, but outside of that, it's going to be more custom homes. And then only had like a couple of landfill development in the East Roseville area. Mainly all of what they're building is in the west, so West Roseville. So these have been getting built out. These were built out. 50-Minute Farm was all built out. And you have the Winding Creek that's being built out right now. And then now we also have the Amorosa Ranch being built out. And then you'll have like the extended Sac State campus coming up around here, especially for Sierra College as well. And yeah, let's see, there were some custom homes being built in Rockland. Whitney Oaks has already been built out. Um, there is JMC that's building in Rockland. I believe they still have maybe a couple more phases left. A couple of home builders in Lincoln building out, and definitely Taylor Morrison, Elliott Homes, Tri Point, LG, yeah. And then over in the Thomas, new homes are being built out here. Meritus Homes and New Home Company, and there's also new homes being built out here in the South Natomas area, and some over here by KB Homes. This is by DR Horton. This is North Lake. I think they still have a phase or two left. And they just had their elementary school built and had kids attending there last year. Yeah, so two areas of North Natomas being built out as we speak. And Woodland, definitely a little bit slower. They had some new homes being built out by Tim Lewis and Lennar, and that should be about it for now. There's a 55 and up community being built in Davis. Other than that, that's it for now for the new homes in West Sacramento. They're still building along through here by Century Communities. Let's see. I talked about here. There's some in South Sacramento, right over here by Laguna. It was like right before it turns into Elk Grove. I believe maybe right here, possibly. I'll double check. All right. And if you like country property, this is where you need to be right there. So Wilton, Clay Station, Harold. Yeah. So that's country property for sure. And then you can get some out here as well. Like I said, Harold, Clay Station, and more else out here in a compo. Um, and then you can get country property out here. Only difference is you will see some wildlife. Very different than what it is over here. Um, Definitely more of bear activity, mountain lion. Something to keep in mind. Just know you may not see that. And let's see, yes, should be about country property. Now the landscape or terrain of it, I like Folsoms a lot because you definitely have a lot of hills. Kind of reminds me of the Bay Area. So here also some parts of all the hills, especially in the villages, you definitely get that. South of the 50, that's where it gets a little bit more flat. And then with Roseville, all pretty much all flatlands over here. And Rockland, I definitely like some of their terrain as well. Starting up from Whitney Boulevard and up Whitney Oaks. Yeah, I love the hills. Lincoln for the most part is pretty flat until you get to the Verrado. Excuse me. I am not good at that, but yeah. So switch by twin Verdera. There we go. Sorry. So yeah. Tons of golf clubs out here and a lot of parks. So you cannot go wrong. You will have a golf club near you at pretty much any location that you decide to be in. Yeah. Let's see. Because I have the golf clubs, definitely plenty of amenities nearby. We've had talking about the lake, outdoor activities. Oh yeah. Now, with your commute, I would suggest, say if you like working in Sacramento and you have to work in an office in Sacramento or hospital, I would definitely choose to try to be pretty close because of the type of construction or road infrastructure that we have for our roadways. Not like a beltway to go through from here to here. So gotta go through all of that. Generally, if you work above here, you may want to stay like around here. If you start more here, you may want to stay around. Well, yeah, because Rancho Cordova's got those new buildings. So yeah, so stay around there. Um, Definitely if you're working south of this, you may want to stay around here because it's just a little bit easier because it gets pretty crazy, especially here and here. It's not terrible like the Bay Area or like San Francisco, but it is annoying. And now this is starting to get pretty hectic as well because of more, of course, construction and all that from the 50. So it definitely gets pretty bad. And then same along here because of one, the airport's right there, and then two, people are commuting back to up there to the Yuba, Plumas Lake, or over there to Woodland. So yeah, if you're working above, try to stay. If you're working at an office above, try to stay close to that, unless you don't mind going through all of here every day. If you don't mind, hey, that's great. More power to you. And if you have an office along through here, you may want to try to stay along through here. Yep. And so with job locations, we've also got. Oh yeah, so this is downtown Sacramento. This is where you're gonna find most of the restaurants, most of the great restaurants. Over here you got the Golden One Center. This is Doco. So you have the bridge. You also got plenty of restaurants. The Golden One Center for Kings basketball games and concerts. Excuse me. Plenty of restaurants. If you like going out at night, you'll definitely find yourself around here quite a bit, especially over on K Street. Yeah. Now, if I just press the button restaurants, you're gonna see like a lot pop up. So that's a lot right there. And if I go up a little bit, right there, if I come over here a little bit, right there. Oh, I love Frog and Slim. It's so good. I still need to go to Saigon's. Bach is pretty good. Cafe Bernardo is pretty good. Urban Roots is amazing. Yeah, but I did see this and did need to stop by it. Yeah, Fox and Goose is really good. Southside Park. Let's see, you get to learn a little bit more about some of the history of Sacramento, especially with the Their paintings. I cannot remember the artist's name. Um, my apologies in advance, but when I went there, it was nice. Yeah. And then let's see, they recently have built this hotel, the Kipton Sawyer. Oh, excuse me, Kipton Sawyer right there, and definitely a really nice hotel. And there's like a quick underground where you can get to the stadium, especially if you're, a Kings player. Quick underground and get through there. But yeah, this is downtown Sacramento and pretty much our central hub for the Sacramento area. Now, if you get over here, you get along to the Midtown. Actually, that's still part of downtown. Yeah, so Midtown, right over here. You got Poverty Ridge. Reason why they call this area Poverty Ridge. Like back in the early 1900s when there was flooding up here, the residents would have to move over here and then kind of set up tents until the flooding was done. Hence the name Poverty Ridge. And then you've got your East Sacramento right next to your Midtown. But let me get to Old Sac. So you have the Old Sacramento waterfront, um, plenty of pubs, comedy, stand-ups, hotel Delta King on the river. Food there is pretty good. Yeah, let's see. It's funny how it doesn't show everything, but yeah, there's tons of shopping, tons of boutique shopping, and services there for you as well, like getting haircuts and pubs. And yeah, it's a pretty fun time. Kind of feels like you're walking through a saloon. Let's see. Nice, nice, nice. We'll exit out of that. Now, oh yeah, and then I'll definitely go deeper into some of the neighborhoods. Like I would definitely love to focus on the Greenhaven Pocket area. So nice. Also Land Park, Curtis Park. Um, let's see, East Sacramento. I do like Elmhurst. I do like Elmhurst for sure. Tahoe Park is nice. There's some underrated ones too. Yeah, like Colonial Manor. Let's see. College Glen, La Riviera, definitely Anatolia. Gold River is I don't see too many people talking about Gold River, which is kind of odd. Definitely Folsom, Edwardo Hills, Fair Oaks, Granite Bay is a good one. Rockland, Roseville, Antelope up here for sure. And then over here by American River College, I do like this area, especially Pasadena Estates. Carmichael is great. Parts of Sacramento too, like Del Norte Woods. Oh, I've seen this amazing home in Del Norte Woods. Del Paso Manor is good. Of course, Arden Oaks, Arden Park. These are amazing. Amazing. Great school here, Rio Americano High School, highly rated. Campus Commons. So Campus Commons is a development that it's not in the 55 and up community, but it's more geared towards 55 and up community. Just, two bedroom, two bath. Some of them, a lot of them are single story. And you tend to find people that are older. I do like Wood Lake a lot, even though it's, fairly close to here. It's definitely really nice. It reminds me of Land Park. And then, so South Natomas is right around here. My favorite part of South Natomas is when you get over here, right over here by Willow Creek and what's this? The Cove. There we go. These were built into 2020 and 20 up until 2023. So I definitely like this area. I like this area a lot, especially Gateway. Well, yeah, before Gateway Oaks, because this is the Oaks Apartments. But yeah, so here, love that. Willow Creek, definitely love Willow Creek a lot. And because what I used to do when my parents were out here, I would just take a quick run over to Sand Cove Park. And it's like so there and back is about 4 miles. So I just take a 4 mile quick run. And it's definitely really nice because it's kind of like a hidden park, hidden beach. Do you have a better grasp of the Sacramento area after watching this? Let me know in the comments below. And how did you feel about it? And also, we'll even have more in-depth map tours going over specific areas of Greater Sacramento and getting very deep into that. So if you don't want to miss out on that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to know more about making the move here to Sacramento, you can always drop it in the description and send me a call, text, email, or schedule a Zoom. And thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.